All right, traders, the stock market is heating up, and it does look like for the micro price action within some time that SPY is due for a breakout to really fill this gap at 457. Within this video, I'm going to be explaining to you both sides of the price action, when to be bullish, when to buy the call options, when to be bearish, when to buy the put options. I'm also going to be walking you through some upcoming trading opportunities. I do believe we are preparing to see a breakout opportunity coming soon, and I'm going to show you exactly how to trade it, and this should really help you make money within this market in terms of these short-term, day trading scalping opportunities coming up. I'm going to prepare you for them. Let's get right into the analysis. One of the top trades that I'm seeing is a potential breakout play on the SPY. It does look like for the micro within some time, could be as soon as the end of this week, if not by next week. But currently looking at the daily chart on the SPY, what we are seeing happening is we are seeing a new price channel forming. And the bulls are trying very, very hard to take control of this micro price channel. So our previous channel was right here from the low 420s, but overall from 427 to 444, you can see SPY had the massive breakout. Once it went above 444, it ran all the way to $458. Then it had a gap down. Ever since, there's been a gap waiting to fill at 457.35. Then we saw the gap down, then we saw the pullback, and it bottomed out at previous resistance, which was at 444, which is very, very bullish. Ever since, it has bottomed out at 444, that previous key resistance, right, with huge downside. Ever since it's bottomed at that, it has been trying to break out, and it has been trying to form some support. You can see some higher support come in at 446. It did slightly crack at 445, but then you have the breakout here during after hours. So these are all signs. If we were to just study the price action, and if we were just to study this, price channel, you can see right here, it sat in this channel for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on the 6th day, it had a breakout. Right now, we're on day 4. These are all showing signs. If the SPY continues to remain above $444, and if it continues to just maintain above higher support, ideally above 446 to 447, this is just going to be destined within the next, like 2 to 3 days to really break out. And what I want you to pay attention in terms of this breakout opportunity is going to be this 452.78 to 452.97 level. Once the SPY breaks above that level, it looks bullish, it looks strong, the volume's coming in, it's forming support, right? It is going to have a gap breakout, and there's going to be no resistance up until this gap to fill right here at 457.35. So basically the breakout play can be when this starts to break out above like 452.70s to 453, it should have a nice run within 1 day. So, let's say it dips, for example, say it dips to like 448 or 449, and then it closes strong like it did today, and it closes at like 452.50. It closes above like 452, right around there. You're gonna want to be in some calls on a strong close, some micro calls for a swing trade. If this wasn't a situation where you're day trading it, you would want to be in on some calls towards power hour, towards a swing, if the SPY closes strong on the end of the day, right? That would be the first way to play it. Another way to play it is to day trade it. You just have to understand that, say SPY closes at like 452 or 453, it would form a green bullish candlestick, right? If that were to happen, you're not really going to be able to day trade it. It's most likely just going to gap up the next day. It's most likely just going to spike very, very quickly next morning to fill that gap. So look for the swing trading opportunity. You can also look for the day trading opportunity. Say you see the breakout earlier and it looks strong, way before power, then you could try day trading it, but pay attention to that key level. We could see another little micro fake out, but overall, it just looks like within some time, by the end of this week, if not by next week, it just looks like the SPY is setting up within the next 2 to 3 days to really break out and to really fill this gap at 457.35. So my whole micro thesis on the SPY is bullish, and we'll see how it reacts. I'll be looking to scalp the breakout. I'll also be looking to scalp some potential dips. And then when we're at some key resistance towards the end of the day, I'll look to be scalping puts there. That's kind of how I've been playing this SPY as of lately. I mainly just been waiting until the close and then scalping a put, making a nice quick return. I've been kind of doing that rinse and repeat these past 2 days. But yeah, that's kind of my overall thoughts, my overall thesis. It's formed a new price channel. It's formed higher support. It's turned previous resistance into support. It keeps trying to break out. Today was a very, very close draw, and it looks bullish here on the green on the daily candle. It looks like it's just preparing for something like this, where it has another leg up to then fill the gap. See how it has a leg up here, and it tries to fill this gap at 464. Well, it looks like we're due for another leg up soon to fill this gap at 457. Now, in terms of the bearish thesis, if you see 453 react as a resistance level and it fails to break out, then it's going to go back to the 448 to 448 range. So look for the bearish fakeouts at that range. That's the key make it or break it level. But overall, within some time, it does look like this micro run is not over. It looks like for the micro, it is going to continue to run. So that's my thoughts. That's my analysis on the SPY. So you can use that and use the price action for the stocks that follow the SPY with that price action as well when you see SPY at those key levels. In terms of BBBY, BBBY is showing more signs of strength. The volume is still fairly light, but we are still in a whole squeeze situation. So it is still, maintaining this 16 to 1630 resistance level into support. Today it had a higher breakout, went to 1697. There's a gap to fill at 1704. If that reacts as a resistance level, it's bearish. If it breaks out and reacts as a support level, it's going to be destined to go to $18 within some time. The main issue for this one is the volume is fairly light. That's the main issue and why we're really not seeing some amazing squeeze. But overall, it should continue to follow the SPY in a sense. Snapchat, keep this on your radar for tomorrow. What I want you to understand about Snapchat is if you see this previous closing price, this 37.88 react as a resistance level, that's going to be bearish. You're going to want to buy some put options. If you see that key level react as a resistance level, it's struggling, it's failing to turn into support like this, it's just sitting, it starts breaking down. If you see that happen, see what happens when it breaks down from that blue line, it sells off. See what happens when it breaks down from the blue line, it sells off, right? So if you see it struggling at 37.88, look to grab some put options for a day trade. Now, if it starts breaking out and it looks bullish and SPY looks bullish as well, look to ride this up for calls for a run back to about $39.50 a share. So that's the key level that I want you to focus on tomorrow. Remember, with these previous closing prices, with these gap close reversal strategies, sometimes for the first 30 minutes, they can trade a little bit sideways. So if you're in on the wrong side of the move, you take a small loss. And then if you can still get in close to that key level, if it hasn't taken off too far away, right, because you cut your losses quickly, then you could try switching sides as well. That's the key level I want you to focus on for Snapchat. In terms of, let's see, Tesla has formed some higher support in the $900 range. It's pushing back up towards 925. Overall, it should follow the SPY, and Tesla has been quite the battle. It really has. So we'll have to see how this one kind of overall reacts. I'm not quite too interested at the moment. I'm kind of more focused on the SPY. I think SPY is going to have some phenomenal scalping opportunities. I ended up scalping SPY during power hour 5 times today. All very, very small, 4 very small wins and then 1 very small loss. It was a phenomenal scalping opportunity. And the first trade I took on the SPY put, I was up 25% towards the close, and then it quickly went against me, so I got out for like a 4% win. Then I kept on scalping it, made some quick 6 to 10% returns. But yeah, in terms of BBIG, this BBIG, this is extremely bearish, guys. This is very, very, very bearish. It had its breakout, this key level right here at, $3.09. It had its breakout. It topped out at the key resistance level. Ever since it topped out, it tried to form some support here, but it's failing to hold up. That previous resistance here is, now turning into actual resistance and not support. It's forming lower highs. This is a very, very bearish chart on BBIG. This is definitely headed back into the mid 2s. This is very, very bearish signal on BBIG that we're seeing because it cracked your key 310 and now it's turning it into a resistance level. Very, very bearish on the daily for BBIG. Within some time, this is going to go lower. I think micro spikes are going to be a fake out if it has any. In terms of other stocks, like I said, I'm not talking about these stocks right now. I'm not quite interested in them at the moment for like a micro trade for a scalp. So let's see. So for Pfizer, I want to see how it reacts once it fills this gap. There's a gap at 53.21. If that reacts as a resistance, it's going to be a put opportunity. So we'll see how it reacts there. It looks like it's trying to fill the gap. Another thing you can do is you can try playing the gap breakout. You can try scalping some call options when this goes above 51.75. Use a tight stop, set your stop towards like 51.30, 51.40, and then you can try riding this back up to about $52 to $52.50, around that range. In terms of Piton, not quite interested in at the moment, but still fairly bullish. This is another one you can consider buying the breakout on. If you see it go above $40, it looks strong, you could try buying the breakout on that. Use a stop loss at around 38.50 to 39. Don't risk too much on this, and let's just kind of ride it out for the day a little bit, see how that goes. In terms of PROG has managed to turn bullish for the micro. So there was a gap to fill at 169. It has finally filled the gap. Today's the day where it officially filled the gap, not during extended hours. Ever since it's filled the gap, it's been running up. Got to a high of 181, currently pulling back. So if this can continue to stay above $1.69, it's going to continue to run. In terms of how high can it run for the short term being, this can hit about $2.05 if it can maintain 170 support. If we see a bearish candlestick coming in on the daily, that's going to cause a very nice pullback to like 140s, right around there. So keep that in mind. Once 170s cracks, you're going to see a nice pullback to about 140 to 150 range. But yeah, for the most part, that's really it. So I mean, my main focus is really just going to be scalping the SPY. That's what I've been trading best lately. In terms of Robinhood, Robinhood did have that nice second red day opportunity. For this one, we can look to see how it reacts towards the previous close at 1391. But yeah, overall, my main focus as of now is really going to be on the SPY. Let's take a look at Lucid here. So yeah, Lucid's forming that price channel, but not quite too interested at the moment. So yeah, overall, it's mainly going to be focused on the SPY in terms of like scalping. And then I have a swing. I've been swinging calls on a BBBY. So we'll see, how this all plays out. But yeah, guys, that is going to wrap up today's lesson, keeping it short and sweet and just mainly focused on the SPY at the moment. So within the chat, for those of you within Trader Society, always keep me up to date in terms of like what stocks you guys are watching, what stocks you guys are trading. I'll give you analysis within the chat room, within, the private live streams at Market Open. And, make sure you guys stay up to date. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and like the video. So yeah, I will see you guys within the next lesson on the SPY. And for those of you within Trader Society, I will see you tomorrow live at Market Open.